Liverpool v Manchester City. When the season started and Liverpool started going on this run, a lot of people marked this game and said, okay, if Liverpool can get a win over City, depending on the point situation, it could be maybe 2 fingers on the title, 1 hand on the title, nobody knows. But guys, here we are. Manchester City are 8 points off Liverpool going into this game. And these encounters have marked Pep Guardiola's time in England. The showdowns between himself and Jurgen Klopp. Some have decided titles, literally. Some haven't really, but and all of that.
You remember I think some centimeters of
that John Stones clearance. That was the game Man City won 2-1.
Exactly.
The Leroy Sané game.
Yes.
It's a very complex time for Manchester City. It's been hellish for them, to say the least. And now they have to go to Anfield.
Like, talk about wrong timing. And this comes at a time where Pep Guardiola is just desperately trying to find solutions. He's just desperately trying to find solutions to the point that, and you can clearly see that he's scratching his head, and there are visible marks on his head, scratching his nose, and all that. He's just trying to find solutions, and it will come because, and it has come to this point because you take a 3-0 lead against what? Feyenoord. That 4-game winless run. Okay.
5 game.
No, before before the Feyenoord game. That 5-game winless run. Yeah, it happens. It's one of those things. Then the international break came. The 4 games before the international break. So in my mind, Pep Guardiola would go like, it's just one of those things. It happens. You've been in football for a very long time. Just one of those things that happen. Then the 5th game comes, no win. Then the 6th game comes, like, it's there for the taking. You take a 3-0 lead against Feyenoord, and they come back and they equalize all 3 goals. That's when the scratching of head comes in. Like, how is this not working?
Because you see, if you are losing, you are losing. You lose 4-0 to Spurs.
There's
nothing you can do. But like, you take a
3-0 lead against Feyenoord, then then that's where the desperation comes in. So against Liverpool, I think he'll go down to basics. He'll just go basic, ground zero style of football. We'll just keep it very simple, not to be too complex, not to be too tactical about our approach. We just keep it very simple. If we have to defend, yes, we defend. Just keep things very tidy and neat, button things up. Let's get the draw, move away. We know we'll hit a run. We know that run is coming. Just don't let us get one win. Once they get that win, everything will just fall in line, and you know Liverpool will dip at some point. Ryan Gravenberch cannot continue this brilliant run as the sole pivot in that midfield. Szoboszlai, he's still finding his way. Curtis Jones has come in, done very well when Gravenberch isn't necessarily around, or even sometimes partner with Gravenberch. And so for me, I honestly believe, just like the Chelsea-Aston Villa game, I think they'll play out a draw. And unlike previous meetings where it was very tactical, so to the point that to the average fan, it was quite boring. But to the tacticals, it was a very, very good game. This time around, it wouldn't be a very boring game. Yeah, you have exciting moments, but it wouldn't be a situation where the draw comes out of over tactical approach or analysis into details, but it will come because one is simply playing a very basic system, but the other would continue playing his form of advanced football, but not at its peak or at its best, because let's not get it twisted. This Liverpool team is still fine-tuning itself under Ancelotti. And so, I see a draw in this one.
Okay. Kwame, I'll come to you in a bit. But let's just, refresh our memories for those who are wondering why there's a big deal. Let's have a look at everybody's previous performance. So first, Manchester City's previous performance. That's the previous game they played. They lost 4-0 to Spurs. And Liverpool's very interesting 2-3 win at Southampton from last weekend. All right, so Liverpool winning, Manchester City losing sets us up brilliantly for the game at Anfield. Liverpool hosting Manchester City. Kwame, so your thoughts on this? It looks more likely that Liverpool could win this, looking at form.
Yeah.
But if Man City can't get something, what can they do? Really, what can they do now?
Their fullbacks need to play better. Their fullbacks need to play better because they are very crucial to everything that Pep Guardiola does. And you look at their fullback performance in that game against Spurs, it was woeful. Vardio didn't offer much in attack, and defensive-wise, he was quite poor.
Yeah.
Kyle Walker, the same. He didn't stretch the field enough, and defensively, his positioning was off. You saw the goals that James Maddison scored. The first one, he got sucked inside, and he totally forgot about marking his man. Very, very crucial to everything that Pep Guardiola does. Yes, they have issues in the middle because of the absence of Rodri, but they can show it up. They can show up that hole. They can show it up by the performance of their fullbacks. Vardio wasn't able to deliver it. Walker wasn't able to deliver it.
Well,
but if you make it basic, if you go to the basics and you make them defenders as they ideally should be, I don't think you have such problems.
These are all tactics, but there is a key issue you need to address: is the psychology of the team and where they are at the moment currently. Bernardo Silva said they are in a dark place. What Pep did, it wasn't normal. It wasn't normal.
The scratching.
It wasn't normal. Like, it looks as if he even had to come out to apologize after, because
yeah, of course,
people having that kind of issues and all of that in the context of where they are, self-harm and everything. It wasn't normal. I mean, you could see from his bald head and then on his forehead everything that had happened. It clearly tells you the state of the team at the moment. Pep as a coach has never been in this position before. He would have to find a way to drag the team out of this moment first, before they could mount any other challenge that they would want to mount. Now, you are going to play against a team that has been your rival ever since you came into England. You have pressed their necks, been on them, had to make their coach leave because he said he has lost energy. He says there was absolutely nothing he could do now. So now, I've always said here, two things. Now, if you're going to beat Man City to the league, you would have to do it the way Liverpool did it the last time. Have a very good stretch,
healthy start,
and then you can have the luxury of dropping 1 point here, 1 point there, and trying to keep going and all of that. If you watch that Liverpool team from the start of the season until March, before the lockdown happened, COVID happened, they had not lost a game, and it was Watford that beat them at home before they were able to lose a game in that. And it looks as if that's the level that Ancelotti is taking this Liverpool team. A lot of people talk about Liverpool and luck, and you can't be lucky for about 20 games in the season. Yes, you watch Liverpool and there are moments in the game where you feel the opponent has them, but they don't capitalize. Liverpool have one thing. What they do have is that they are very ruthless when they have the opportunity. I can catalog the games against Villa. Villa were on them. They looked like they were scoring, and then there was a break. Liverpool scores. On them again, it looked like they were scoring. Liverpool scores. They kill you. Now, your confidence is gone. They've got the ability to be able to hold the defense and make things very difficult for you. What would City have to do? Pep would have to find a way to get the team going psychologically first, before they can even think of going the basics. Because a lot of the players have lost confidence. Now, these are players, you need to remind them of what they are, what they've been able to do before you can get them to the level that you want them to get to. Now, you're going to Anfield, a very difficult ground for you. You don't normally get results there.
Yes.
So it's a very, very difficult
situation. I think Pep
situation.
won what? Once,
I think just once, and that was during the COVID.
Yeah, they won 4-1.
And there was I think there was the Phil Foden show. Now, you are not getting your best players to come to the party, and it's become very difficult for you. So it's a very difficult thing for Pep now. I think what he needs to do, get in there, get to the basic, let them know what is at stake and what you are trying to achieve, get a draw so that it doesn't stretch. Because if it goes to 11 points, it becomes very, very difficult for you to recover.
But can Man City play for a draw? Because for a team that has always wanted to have the ball as a tool of defense and as a basis for the attack, I wonder if they'll be able to, for example, tuck in deep.
Why would you go attack Liverpool at this point? They are very comfortable giving you possession. This Ancelotti team, they are so dynamic. I watched them against Madrid. Madrid set 2 blocks. You know what they were doing? They were just playing around the Madrid block with movements and positions, trying to find ways in between them. They can give you the ball, play your ball, and City, we know them. They are vulnerable when they are attacking. We saw them against Spurs. That's the highlights we just watched. Pep will be weary of that. You can't go and be overconfident and think that, let me go in there and attack. We've seen the pragmatic side of Pep before. And we would want to see that in this game. Because
in if you go in there, where he didn't have any strikers, he played number 9, false 9.
Exactly. I'll give you an example. He came to Old Trafford. Prior to that, Ole had been beating him left, right, center. What did he do? He played a double pivot. That game ended 0-0. He just needed not to lose that game. And that's exactly what I think he would do. So I believe this game would be, if you go in and it's 2 things. Go in, attack, Liverpool would, and make sure you are winning. Otherwise, when the efficient Liverpool counter-attack sets in, because that's their nature in the first place. What Ancelotti is asking them to do is
it's giving them a new dimension.
But their true nature is hitting you on the brick. And they've got the men to do that. Nunes, Salah, what's his name? Luis Diaz. When they are coming at you. So what would you do? Just relax. Go in there. Pass the ball, hold on to the ball, pass the ball, look for those spaces, build your confidence first. Try and then make sure you are not losing.
And then
maybe the opportunity comes.
Get maybe a header from one of your taller central defenders.
Something happens.
Ellen Haaland, because Ellen Haaland and Van Dijk, they will cancel each other out. Then you have John Stones or maybe Emmanuel Akanji battling it out with Ibrahima Konate. The Liverpool team does not have too many tall players.
Absolutely.
So you can even leverage on that in order to be able to potentially get a goal. So if I'm Pep, like I said, keep it basic. And keeping it basic, and one way of, or one of the best ways of getting a goal by keeping it basic is by getting a header from a corner kick or a free kick. So emphasize on
your set pieces.
On set piece training during your training period in the lead up to this game, and you could just end up shocking Liverpool at Anfield.